a single pilot, a top-secret Soviet jet, and a decision that would shatter the balance of the Cold War. This is the story of the man who handed America its greatest intelligence coup on a silver platter, September 6, 1976. For the West, the MiG-25 Foxbat was a phantom, a nightmare made of steel. Radar screens across NATO tracked it as a blur, a missile with a man inside that could fly faster than anything in their arsenal and climb to the edge of space. Its capabilities were a terrifying mystery, the subject of wild speculation and genuine fear. But on that September day, the phantom became real. The mystery was about to be solved, not by a team of CIA spies, not by a satellite, but by one man, a disillusioned Soviet pilot named Viktor Ivanovich Belenko. Welcome to Top Tier TV. Today we're diving into one of the most audacious and consequential defections in history. This isn't just a story of escape, it's a story of a single act that ripped the veil off one of the most formidable war machines ever built. To understand the magnitude of what Belenko did, you have to understand the myth of the Foxbat. First spotted by Western satellites in 1967, the MiG-25 was in beast. Its twin exhausts suggested immense power. Its massive wings hinted at high-speed maneuverability. We knew it could intercept America's prized high-flying SR-71 Blackbird. We knew it could reach a staggering Mach 3.2. But how? What technological sorcery did the Soviets possess? Was it made of some advanced titanium alloy? Did it have a revolutionary radar system that could burn out electronics from 100 miles away? The unknowns were a strategic weapon in themselves. The mere idea of the Foxbat forced billions of dollars in redesigns of American aircraft and defense systems. They were building to counter a ghost. But inside the Soviet Union, the reality was different. Viktor Belenko was a highly trained senior lieutenant, one of the few trusted to fly this national treasure. He was a patriot, but his patriotism was crumbling under the weight of the system's lies and failures. He saw the stark contrast between the propaganda and the poverty, the party elite's privileges and the people's struggles. He was also deeply troubled by the MiG-25 itself. Despite its fearsome reputation, he knew its flaws. Its engines gulled fuel, limiting its range. Its radar, though powerful, was based on old vacuum tube technology. He felt a growing disillusionment, claustrophobia not just with his life, but with the entire Soviet reality. And so, a plan began to form. A desperate, insane, and incredibly dangerous plan. He wouldn't just defect, he wouldn't just escape, he would bring a gift, the ultimate gift. He would deliver the Foxbat itself to the West. On a routine training flight from his base in Siberia, Belenko made his move. He dropped his flight formation, descending to a heart-stoppingly low altitude, sometimes just feet above the waves of the Sea of Japan, to avoid Soviet and Japanese radar. His fuel was critically low. He was lost, searching for a place to land. Spotting a small civilian airport in Hakodate on the Japanese island of Hokkaido, he had no choice. He came in fast, too fast for the short runway. Ignoring the tower, ignoring the panic he must have been causing, he put the massive fighter down. The MiG-25 screeched onto the tarmac, its brakes screaming, its parachute deploying. It skidded to a stop with just meters to spare. The first people to approach weren't soldiers, but stunned airport workers and passengers. Belenko climbed out, fired his pistol into the air to keep people back from the aircraft, and uttered the words he had practiced. "I am Lieutenant Viktor Belenko of the Soviet Air Force. I request asylum from the United States government." The deed was done. He had stolen the most secret aircraft in the Soviet arsenal. What followed was a diplomatic earthquake. The Soviets were apoplectic, demanding the immediate return of their stolen aircraft and the hijacked pilot. They launched a massive disinformation campaign, claiming Belenko was disoriented, lost, and mentally unstable. But the truth was being uncovered. Under the watchful eyes of American intelligence officials, Japanese technicians carefully dismantled the Foxbat. What they found stunned them. The myth was shattered. The Foxbat wasn't made of futuristic titanium. Its airframe was primarily steel, heavy, but incredibly robust. Its advanced radar, it used pre-transistor era vacuum tubes. It was a brute force solution to a problem, a sledgehammer, not a scalpel. It was fast and it could fly high, but it was not the invincible superfighter the West had feared. The intelligence bonanza was immeasurable. The United States now knew the Foxbat's true strengths, and more importantly, its profound weaknesses. They could develop countermeasures. They could stop wasting resources on countering a threat that was less than they imagined. The Soviet Union's aerial invincibility was exposed as a carefully maintained facade. Viktor Belenko was eventually granted asylum in the United States. He was debriefed for months, providing invaluable insights not just on the MiG-25, but on Soviet air defense tactics, training, and military culture. He started a new life, becoming an aeronautical engineer and a consultant for the US military. The MiG-25 itself was eventually crated up and returned to the Soviets, a hollow gesture after all its secrets had been laid bare. Belenko's defection was a catastrophic embarrassment for the USSR, leading to sweeping purges within the military and a complete overhaul of their security protocols for sensitive aircraft. Viktor Belenko's story is more than a thrilling Cold War caper. It's a story about the power of one individual to alter the course of history. It was an act of immense personal courage and profound geopolitical consequence. He didn't just defect, he demystified a symbol of Soviet power and gave the West a glimpse behind the Iron Curtain, changing the strategic calculus of a superpower struggle for a decade. His flight was a gamble that reshaped the Cold War, and it's a reminder that sometimes history doesn't turn on vast armies, but on the conscience and courage of a single person. If you found this story as fascinating as we do, give this video a like. It really helps us out here at Top Tier TV. And make sure to subscribe and hit that bell so you don't miss our deep dives into history's most incredible events. Now we want to hear from you. What do you think was the most significant consequence of Belenko's defection? Was it the intelligence gain or the sheer psychological blow to the USSR? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Until next time, this is Top Tier TV signing off.